We've looked at some of George's optical equipment and the pan and tilt mechanisms. We're now going to look at some of the footage that he's filmed over the UK. Now, think to bear in mind, these are appearing as very, very small objects. Yeah, they're not. You're not going to see some huge spaceship suddenly appear in the middle of the screen. These are filmed from a long distance away. They're all insects, yes, yeah?
That's an example of insects, what they look like.
Right, okay. You've had these cameras running all day for many days, yeah?
Yes, yes.
And so how have you managed to pick these out then? You just go through it on fast forward, or how do you?
No, I used to go through on fast forward and I would pick some out, but I've missed a lot that way.
George has now connected his laptop to the TV screen because he's got some additional clips on the laptop, so we're just looking at those now. What we've got now then, George?
Well, I haven't quite done it yet, Richard.
Right. Do you need a VGA cable, is it?
Yeah.
Or an HDMI cable?
VGA.
Right. So we're just going to watch this from a YouTube channel, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
See, Mandy likes Christmas.
I didn't think it was your laptop there, George.
No, the pink one.
So you've got these three dots which just suddenly whiz across a large portion of the sky,
Yeah.
very quickly. They don't seem to come from anywhere. They don't seem. How far away do you think they are George, what's your...
Well, because I've also captured aircraft, and they seem to be above and beyond aircraft, which are typically around 20,000 feet.
Right. Thanks very much, and I'm a bit bamboozled by that, but especially the 3 points of light. I think some of it is birds and some of it is insects, but there's a lot which doesn't look like either of those things. So, all right. Well, thanks for showing us all of this today, George. And are you going to? Do you intend to set up the kit here in Wolverhampton?
I do. Yes, I've got a few jobs to do around the house.
Right.
But I do intend to. Next spring is when I should be setting it all up again.
Right.
When the weather improves.
So just remind us what your YouTube channel is if people want to have a look at it again.
1954 Starman. If you search for that,
right,
you should find my channel.
Right. All right. And if you've got any comments or suggestions, just you can email me at richard@richplanet.net. Right. I'm with another UFO witness now. It's James Westall. Now, you were working in a docks somewhere. Is that right, James?
Near some docks in a warehouse, in a place called Sharpness. It's on the Severn Estuary, overlooking. If you looked across the estuary, you'd be into Forest of Dean, Lydney, that kind of area. I was working nights with three total people. The guy I was working with, he looked out of the loading bays, and he shouted out, "Well, that plane's coming in a bit low." So I had a look, and all I could see was these lights coming very, very low, straight towards us. So we both went outside to take a look and watch it come across. And the first thing we noticed was it was very quiet. No flashing lights, no warning lights. And it moved very slowly, straight across over the top of us. It'll be travelling in a southeasterly
direction. So that's coming from the Welsh Valleys area, is that right?
Yeah, if you drew a line back, it would be pretty much Abergavenny, Brecon, Beacons, that kind of.
All right.
So 3 white lights and 1 red light below and slightly behind the front. I could see nothing through it. I could make out no structure.
Right.
But when it came over us, it started to go out of our view. So I walked out into the yard to take a better look. And as it went up over the warehouse, it banked and turned south.
Right.
And all the lights moved in unison.
Anything more notable about that? I mean,
just it was silent, very slow, and very bright. Kind of the speed that you'd expect a helicopter to fly over.
Right. All right, but completely silent.
But completely silent. Yeah.
Right. And so, what did you and or your friends put it down to at the time? Did you have an explanation? I mean,
no, I was stumped. I mean, I've seen a few strange things, but that was just. I have no idea.
Right.
But I've heard about the TR-3B before, and it fits that. I was working with a different guy in exactly the same place, and he was outside having a cigarette, and he said, "Oh, that's the space station." So I went and had a look, and it's like, no, that's way too low, way too bright, and very, very similar. But this was one ball of white light came across in exactly the same path.
So this is at this warehouse again?
Exactly the same place.
Right.
I can't remember. It was a month or so either side of the one before. So we watched it go over, and it went exactly the same path. Again, went up over the warehouse. So I moved out to the yard to take a look, and to me it seemed to stop and make that movement for a few seconds maybe, and then continued on its way.
So this was just a single
white sphere.
Right.
Let's say a similar height.
All right. We have had white spheres witnessed either before or after black triangle sightings, which is interesting.